Alright, so it's Wednesday morning because that's how time works, and as far as I've figured, that's how weeks go, right? Today is an important day for all the reasons that we just found out. Y'all gotta decide what you want to do. Before we get to that, though, there's a knock at the door. You go to the front door of the motel room. It's a really noisy motel. Yeah. Knock back. You knock back on the door. They knock again, but this time more like tentatively, because that's weird. Why don't I put up a poll rather than just saying things based on what chat is saying is happening? Knock back the entirety of Bohemian Rhapsody, the whole song. Say, "It's Wednesday, my dudes," and then open the door. I'm gonna just go to the screeching Wednesday, or "It's Wednesday, my dudes," after knocking the whole thing. You open the door. It's just a drum cover, really. It is. You open the door, and on the other side is one of the people from Home Depot. He says, "The best part of waking up is Home Depot. Are you ready, friend? We will distract Daryl so you may enter as required by the higher power. I must go to Randall's. I need bread." He walks off, going to go do what he was gonna do, or what he just said. Is this our first day for work? Yes. So I guess with that, we should probably ask, where do you guys want to go first? So I guess the first order of business is to go and find Kevin. So was the question about the tension wrench and the lockpick not asked? I forgot to do it. Let's assume that he said that he will leave it for one of the other workers to give you. How about that? So let's have you exit the motel room and start looking for Kevin. How about that? It might take a minute. This is some Dora the Explorer kind of stuff going on right here. There he is. We found him. You go outside. Kevin is there. Hey. Are you gonna return those books today? He's not tiny, he's just far away. He's 7 feet tall and waddling around like a penguin. What is that in meters? Over 2 meters tall. He's bigger than a doorway. What in the world is he waddling on? His legs that are fuzzy. They're kind of in there. Also, can I ask you guys a question? You guys decided to put garlic powder on the Bible. Which Bible? The one from the motel room or the large print one? You bought a lot of garlic and you put it on there, and the intention was to try and protect yourself from Sam, I would assume. And then you tried to use it on the someone referred to it as the entity from Home Depot. There is a clear winner with the small motel one being the one you guys put garlic on. It's a little bit metagamey, and I should have clarified it earlier with y'all when you did it, but I didn't, so I'm going to let this one roll. But I got my eye on y'all. So you didn't ruin the book that you got from the library, and then instead, you used the one from the motel room. Trying to wiggle out of trouble. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go to work. I will see you there, and we can do this properly. Okay. Bye. And then with that, Kevin leaves. We still have the town lore and horticulture books then? No, he asks that you go to the library to do it proper. Are we hungry or thirsty? Chat is always thirsty, but if you mean generally speaking, like, do you feel like you need to have liquid? Probably. Let me go ahead and actually update your stats, because they're probably... how would you guys like to proceed? Should I do another poll? That sounds like I need to do another poll. Alright, so in order, we're going to do all the ones that you can do immediately in the most immediate order. So you can eat dirt, because dirt is pretty much everywhere. I'm going to take a couple points off your wellness because you just ate dirt. And that's a dumb thing to do. I don't know why you've done that. But you eat dirt. Your horticulture skill doesn't go up because, in fact, one of the few things you do know about plants is that dirt is for plants and not for humans. This does not benefit you in any way because you didn't learn anything new about plants. You learned that dirt tastes bad. That's about it. You take care of the books by either checking them out or returning them and get the lockpick tools from Home Depot. All right, so you head to the library, I guess, is the horticulture is a vitamin, just like any other Rev. God, that doesn't, how does it taste like dirt, literally. Like, I'm not even, I haven't eaten dirt. I wasn't one of the kind of guys, like, I wasn't that kid. Everyone knows that kid who would, like, eat dirt, you know? All right, so you start heading towards the library. There we are. All right, it looks like you guys want to check out all of the books again correctly this time, based on the poll. It seems like you guys want to compliment Kevin on his bow tie. You also want to try and apologize. So you apologize to Kevin. You say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that anyone worked here, and I love reading, and I just wanted to check out some books. You have a wonderful bow tie, and it looks very handsome on you. Would you like to hug?" Kevin backs away at the mention of a hug. He says, "Oh, all right. That'll be $5 for taking books out of my library. Don't do that. This is my library. Don't take books." I'm going to increase your reputation with Kevin by 5. How does he smell? Dusty. You also asked to check out a book on the Episcopalian thing. He was not asking for $5 for a hug. I'm just gonna ask chat. You guys okay with paying the $5 in order to, you know, get your books back? It looks like everyone's okay with that. I'm gonna take $5 out of your income, so that puts you at $328.40. Nice and simple. You then ask him about a book about Episcopalian things to talk to Noah about. No one should charge $5 for a hug. He's not charging for the hug. He's charging for the fact that you stole books. I can take you to the religion section. You can get a book there. Follow me. He wanders off down the hallway to a different section of the library. Now, who's following who? I guess you guys follow him to that aisle. I honestly don't know much about the religious aisle in the library because I don't go down that aisle all too often. But there's stuff on, you know, the separation of the churches and Martin Luther and iconoclasms and, you know, all those different books that you read when you're at a bad spot in your life. And then there's some stuff on other religions other than, like, Christianity. Like, there's Korans and stuff like that. A lot of self-help books, but religious, yeah. If you steal books, it'll probably make him upset, yes. I'll be waiting up at the... I'll be waiting up at the front counter if you need help with anything. Okay, bye. Is there a specific kind of book that you guys want to check out? A bigger Bible? You have like a large print, multi-language version of the Bible, which is about the largest Bible you could possibly get. Donate one of our Bibles. The only Bible you have is the one that you stole from the motel dresser, and it's currently covered in garlic. Maybe a book about entities in known entities in mythology. Okay. How about I do the poll? So a book about town rumors and mythology, that's kind of the book that you already have. A book on metaphysical entities, and ask for a temporary library card if possible. That sounds good. It's a very split poll. It seems like it's mostly going towards these top 3. So you kind of already have the book about town rumors and mythology, but you can ask Kevin about more of them. Why not just get every book? Well, I mean, I appreciate the spirit, but I don't physically think that you can carry that many books. In fact, you can't. I'm just going to tell you, you can't do that. You find Kevin. He's up at the front counter, which I forgot to make a thing for. You said you want to get a temporary library card if possible. I can just sign you up for a regular one. It's free. That's why it was kind of a big deal that you stole some in the first place. The library really needs help right now. We're seriously underfunded, and I would appreciate it if you didn't steal from the library. That would be great. Thank you. Hey, I'm going to go get the library card for you. It's free. He says, passive-aggressively, walking away to get the form. Let's see. Looks like you guys also wanted to get the book on town rumors and mythology. You already have that. Book on metaphysical entities. When he comes back with the form, you ask him, do you have any books on metaphysical entities? That might be available in the physics section. If you'd like to learn about physics, I like learning about physics. He passes you the thing with 2 giant moth hands. Tell him to shut up, nerd. Your chat is about to kill you for that, I think. Chat seems to be in the opinion to donate some money. How much would you like to donate? So while you're filling that out, he goes off to go check for books for you, because you asked about metaphysics books, or at least books on metaphysical entities, and he wanders off, waddling away to go and find a book on physics for you, because you asked. Is Kevin based on a paper-eating moth? I forget the name of the moth that he's based on. If you give me 5 seconds, I will find out this incredibly crucial information. Paradea angliosea, Angelos prominent moth, I believe, is the name of it. Native to, like, the East Coast, around Virginia. It's one of the few moths that has a mouth into, most moths don't have mouths into adulthood because they just fucking die. So that's why I had to choose one that didn't. Do we have enough mothology to know that in game? No. It looks like you guys, with a small margin, would like to donate $20. So when he comes back, we can do that. Kevin comes back. He's holding a few books. You said you wanted books on metaphysics. I also got you books on physics because metaphysics isn't a thing. But here's some books on physics too, if you want to learn things. Would you like to check out books? Is there a checkout limit? I don't know what the checkout limit of a normal library is. I'm going to say 10. It's like 20 books? Okay. Did Kevin acknowledge our donation? Yes. He just sort of looked at you, though, like he does. Are Kevin's eyes natural or added? They are a close approximation to what the eyes of this particular moth look like. I gave them a little bit more characters, that way you could actually, like, make them, like, see them in the fur. Book on entities, metaphysical book, and a book on Episcopalian history. He checks them out dutifully for you, as a good librarian should. These will be due in a week. I expect that you'll bring them back on time. Thank you for coming. Let me know if I can help you with anything else. Why is this library so noisy? Because I didn't bother to change the sound, basically. Alright, so the second highest option on like the second poll was to go to Home Depot to pick up the stuff. Write in your notebook so you don't forget. That's smart. Are you guys cool with going down to the Home Depot to get supplies? Did checking out the books and stuff gain popularity? Or yeah, I'll bring you up to 18 because he's being a little bit snobby about the books you decided to check out. You have a lot of books on you, but let me go ahead and make him go away. And you head over to the Home Depot. Outside, there's a small package on the ground that says for nowhere. It's about the size and shape of a lead pipe, but it's wrapped in paper. You pick up the brown package that's about the size and shape and, now that you're holding it, weight of a lead pipe. It doesn't explode or anything. Chad is concerned that it's a pipe bomb. It's not. And now you guys are off to basically do anything you would like to do. You open the paper-wrapped thing and find out that it is indeed a lead pipe. Inside it contains another tiny little note that says, for opening things, Home Depot. Where would you guys like to go to buy a backpack? Because that seems like a solid choice. Pipe check. No, it's just like a length of metal pipe. Is there a Walmart in this area? There's not. I don't think Home Depot sells backpacks, do they? They sell more like utility belts and stuff. Employee discount? Home Depot does sell backpacks. Do they? Huh, they do. I did not know that. You round around the aisles for a bit trying to find a backpack. You find a nice big one that's capable of holding all of the books and the pipe and all of the other crap that you have on you. I'm going to assume you guys find one that is acceptable and can hold a little bit more than what you're holding right now. All right, how about I do a poll? How about that? We'll do like 3 different types of backpacks, all right? Can the backpack be pretty in pink? Does Home Depot sell pink? I guess they sell pink things. Yeah, you usually got to work at a place for a bit to get a discount. Can we skim the actual lockpicking tools, since they seem to have misunderstood the request? Sure. While you're making your decision here, we're going to say that women's gear, yes. Okay. If you want it in pink, it'll be $5 more, arbitrarily, on any of these. Are you finding everything correctly? May I help you find anything? Home Depot. When you're here, your family. You found your backpack. So you found a nice $30 backpack. Home Depot. The relentless pursuit of perfection. I will help you find the supplies you need, sir. Or, we actually haven't we don't know that, so I shouldn't say sir. I just realized, out of character. He wanders off. We're not gonna worry about that right now. Does Home Depot sell lockpicking supplies? Home Depot would like to know your location. Shh, nah, I'm alright. You don't need to know where the fuck I live, Home Depot. That's cool. It doesn't look like they sell that. No. He comes back. We don't seem to have that. Isn't there somewhere you need to be? Home Depot. Good to the last drop. Home Depot. The breakfast of champions. Bolt cutter. You can pick a lock with a power drill. Is there a locksmith in town? Not one that you've met. I must go to work. I must close the store. It is the request of the manager. Home Depot, is it in you? He ushers you out the door because he needs to lock up to go do something else, apparently. When did it get to closing time? It's like the middle of the day. He ushers you out the door, locks the door himself, and then heads over to the Randalls. There's quite a commotion happening at the Randalls. Like, the parking lot is exceedingly more full than you're used to. People in robes are wandering around in the parking lot, which you can see from where you're standing. Just rambling around, doing stuff, picking things up, taking carts outside, throwing carts out of the area. Oh, I need to probably charge you for the backpack. We can worry about that later. Chat, no, do not steal from work. Just remember that you need to pay him $30 later, and we'll deal with it then. The battle for Home Depot. Like, all of these people wearing, like, robes are just, like, pulling the carts out of, like, the stalls and then, like, tipping them over and putting them into, like, the parking spots, and people are walking in. And just the Randalls is like, lots of people are going in and out right now. Let me go ahead and do a poll. Things that people have asked to do. All right, let's see. Fantasize about touching Noah's skull. I'm just going to assume that happens. You fantasize about touching Noah's skull. Think about, like, what it must feel like. Is it brittle? Is it soft? Is it stern? Who knows? Almost the thought of what it could feel like is really just worth it more than actually knowing what it feels like. Because to break the fantasy and actually know is almost worse than having the ability to just think of things. Go to Daryl's house. Run to Starbucks. Investigate Randall's. Alright, cool. Everyone is now talking about whether they should date Kevin or Noah. It looks like, so we'll just sort of say that you guys are mentally ready to go get arrested. And we'll scope out the place better once you get there to try and figure out how you're going to break in. And then on top of that, you've strapped the Bible to the tip of the pipe to make the ultimate Bible hammer. Would you guys like to use the large Bible that will inflict more damage, or the smaller Bible that won't get you in trouble with Kevin? Back to the regular music. There we go. Music. It's more sound effects. How big is the lead pipe? It's like, let's say like 2 feet long. 2 feet long. About the length of your arm. Hideable, but 1 unit of length. What are we strapping the Bible with? That's a good point. I think you've still got some string from the garlic thing. You could just use more garlic string that you had, or the thread from earlier. I'm assuming if you're strapping it to it, you would be doing that. With that, you decide to head to Daryl's house because that was the second choice, or the top choice, actually, on that one. Are we wearing a belt? You know, I don't know. That is not something I don't even know what you're wearing or what you look like. That was not something that I even thought of as a thing that you should have to worry about. You wander on over towards Daryl's house. On your way there, you pass by the Starbucks and you see Noah hanging out. Chat says he, him. It, him. He sees you and approaches you and says, "Oh, no, thank you for the cactus. That was very nice of you. I was actually looking for you. I wanted to invite you to church again this week. We're going to be doing a special service. We'll be having cake if you like to come. It'll be this Sunday if you're interested. I realized that I need to be more accepting, so I'm not even going to do a poll about it." Chat says yes. Of course we'll be there. Ask him how he's been. Oh, I've been fine. I've just been doing some work and some thinking, and if you have any friends you'd like to invite, go ahead and bring them by. I have to go now. I need to go and pass out more flyers, inviting people, and hang some more up. I was just hanging some up in the Starbucks. I'll see you around. How's our Noah reputation now? Let me improve that real quick for you, because you said yes. Let's make it a nice 80, because he appreciated the cactus, and he appreciated you saying yes. Combined, that should be worth at least 10 points, I think. You see one of the flyers being ripped down by Raymond as he goes back into work. What time is Noah's service tonight? It's not tonight. It's Sunday, and today is Wednesday. You head on over to Daryl's house. You're hungry, but the adrenaline has you excited. You guys mentally prepared in advance to make sure that you were ready to go in and do this thing. But still, anytime you do any sort of illegal activity, your heart pounds a little bit more, knowing that you can get caught and that this could be a major problem for you in the very real soon future. You check under the check for the key under the doormat and the potted plant, and don't find anything. You look for cameras, you don't see anything, and then you check around to make sure that you weren't followed. As far as you can tell, the street is completely deserted, and there is no one here. You go ahead and knock just to be sure, but after waiting a minute and ringing the doorbell, no one actually comes to the door. You decide to go around back instead to get in, rather than trying to break in through the front. So you climb the fence, get into the backyard. It's nice. It's like, a decent size for, a family, I guess, or just a guy, or just a house. Houses have back doors or backyards, I guess. You look through the window and don't see anyone. Check to see if the exterior doors have deadbolts, and if one of them doesn't, double check to see if the library card you have is plastic. Look through the window like a creep. You look through the window, you didn't see anything. And then the last option is break window with pipe vibe. Are you ready to do this? We're going to assume that both doors had deadbolts. Yes. The two doors had deadbolts. The front door and the back door did not budge easily. Are you ready to commit crimes? Can we try to open the window? Okay, how about whatever window you go to open, you try and, open it before you break it. I'm going to just straight up tell you that there isn't a fireplace. There's not really... In Texas, you don't really need them. It's a bit silly, especially in West Texas. Unless if you get to the part of Texas where it's, just sand. This is not that part of Texas. Just the grass is permanently a shade of brown. With that, you break in through the back window. No alarm goes off, and you enter the house. It's a nice enough house. There's boxes roundabout. Stuff is still being set up, but it looks like a house that's, being put together. Decent enough flat screen TV, sure. Where have I seen this before? Nowhere. You shut up. Some mix-match furniture, kind of what you would expect from, roundabout millennials. Nothing, too expensive, but there's a nice leather chair. He's just moving in? Yeah. All right, so let's do a poll to decide what you guys want to do now that you're here. I love how you guys are on a mission from, the Home Depot god, and several of these responses are steal from his refrigerator. This is what I'm talking about. If you ever decide to DM, be ready for people to choose to, ignore that entirely and raid the fridge. Alright, so first thing you decide after committing a crime is to steal things from the refrigerator, because you've already committed one crime, so in for a penny, in for a pound. You start shoving a whole bunch of random stuff into your backpack. You're taking like bread, you're taking waffles, you're taking like, what else do you guys want from there? Some like, there's like barely any orange juice left, just like a little bit, like so little that it's like not enough for a whole cup of orange juice, but it's like more than like you'd feel comfortable with throwing away. You get some orange juice, there's no avocados. You get some orange juice, there's some milk. You get the ketchup. You raid his refrigerator of anything vaguely useful. And then you decide to search for more than one person living here. There's a whole bunch of boxes. So it is, you know, there's a whole bunch of boxes, random stuff that still hasn't been, you know, moved in and stuff like that. In and amongst that, you do see some stuff that, let's just say, like, if it weren't 2020, would be suspicious for a man to have. There's a box full of women's clothing in one of the bedrooms. You spend some time searching through the bedrooms and stuff like that, and you end up finding an envelope. It's only suspicious if there's blood on it, I suppose so. Flipping over the envelope reveals that the address is your previous house, your previous apartment. It's in your handwriting, and it's addressed to Elise. Would you like to open and read it now, or would you like to take it with you? So I'm going to assume the envelope is not sealed. It's in amongst other things, like random other letters and stuff like that you would get. Like, there's a coupon for, like, Randall's. There's, like, one of those coupon books for Randall's. You know, like, whenever you... And it's like, milk is $1.25, and it's all like, oh, my God, that's the normal-ass price, but cool. There's stuff like that. You got... Take that, too. Cool, you take the coupons to Randall's. Weird flex, but sure. There's, like, a thing on, like, housing. Like, you know, hey, you hate living in an apartment. You can live here now. Has the envelope already been opened? Yes, it has been. Read it later and get the fuck out with it. We're going to read it later then. Okay, cool. Since we saw women's clothing, do you see any babies' clothing? A quick search of the house does reveal that one of the rooms has a box that appears to have like a IKEA-style crib. Check under the crib. It's a box. Under the box is carpet. Make sure nobody's outside so we can make a safe and quick escape. Go to the motel and lay low and go home and eat your stolen goods. Leave the money, you animal, is a fairly low thing on the lit. Let me refresh this because it looks like the things are actually like in a different order. So go, lay low, wipe down fingerprints. All right, so to the best of your ability, you wipe down stuff like the refrigerator, the doors you've touched, stuff like that with just like a dish rag that you get in the kitchen. Have we been arrested before? If not, they won't have our fingerprints in database. Sometimes for certain jobs, you have to be fingerprinted for fun. You can be fingerprinted. You might have committed crimes in your past. I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. You know that well better way than I do. I would hedge a bet that if this is how, like, no acts here, I would imagine that no acts normally like this ever else. So, like, shoveling a handful of dirt into their mouth is a thing that you've done today. So, I wouldn't be surprised if you had done criminal activity in the past. Anyway, it looks like a majority of people say that you don't want to leave money. I'm also going to just say that you don't break out a different window because that's just... It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to do that unless if you guys are feeling incredibly strongly that you'd like to break a separate window to break out. I don't see a reason to do that. Break all the windows at this point. All right. All right. It looks like with a majority of the votes, you guys decide to leave the window that you came in through and decide to not break any more windows because that's fucking weird. Does Daryl have any you leave. You've stolen everything from him. You sneak out. No one sees you. It seems like there's a commotion still going on at the Randalls, but you've stolen not only the letter that you were on the, lookout for, but also a whole bunch of food. You head into the hotel room and close the door behind you. Seasoned food with dirt. All right, cool, good. We're at this point again. I would assume that you store any food that you decide not to eat appropriately in the little, mini fridge that you have available. Feverishly eat food while reading letter. Victory meal because you're starving. It seems like the two things that you guys want to do immediately is to read the letter and eat. And so, while you're eating your ill-gotten gains, drinking a just negligible amount of orange juice, you read the letter. Opening the letter reveals a small photograph. It's of a cat. It's labeled Oscar. The letter goes as follows. Hey, Elise. I'm glad the move went well. I think I might have to take you up on that offer. Management has been culling the workforce recently, and I think I might be next. Last progress review, my boss didn't seem happy. I'll call if anything happens, but maybe this is for the best. I'd feel better if I was there to help, even if Daryl is being awesome. And I'm glad he is. Being a mom is a lot of work, so let me know if you need a babysitter. I might be free more often here soon after all. Love you. No. It's in your handwriting. Copy it into our own notebook as well as the note about Oscar. The picture of Oscar shows it in a lap. The lap could very easily be yours, but you don't recognize the cat. The next thing you guys had decided to do prior to reading the letter is go to Home Depot and or check Randall's. I'm going to go and put those as options on here. It's starting to get close towards nighttime. You do have a mini fridge. For those of you questioning, you have a mini fridge. It's not huge. You only were able to steal half a backpack's worth of food because your backpack was filled with library books, but, it's there. Vote. How much bread? Half a loaf? It's a little bit stale. Give snack to cat. Well, one of the options on this list is try and remember cat. You don't remember ever having a cat. As far as you can tell, there is no cat in this motel room. Why does Daryl keep bread in the fridge? Because that way it doesn't get moldy, I guess. Do you remember cat adjacent things like emptying litter boxes? No? No? You don't think you remember anything about having a cat? Maybe when you were a kid, but definitely not one recently. Though that photo looks like it was fairly recent. Chad is now having an argument about whether or not it's right to put bread in the fridge or not. Do we have any cat-like items? You can try searching your apartment if you'd like, or your motel room if you'd like. What if we are the cat? That would be the weirdest flex. That's it. You've got it. You are the cat. No, you're not. That's not what's happening here. That would explain a lot of your behavior, though. Do we have anyone that you would trust entering your home back at home? You don't, friends, but nothing like that? No. Does the Bible get restocked every time? No. Can no cry anyway? Cat, okay, you cry a little bit for a cat that you don't remember that theoretically existed. You hide the evidence of the food. You try and remember the cat. You do not. You cry a little bit. You check behind the paintings for weird shit and find nothing. And write your name on the backpack. You start checking your clothing for any, cat hair. There is hair on it that is not yours, I guess. But that could have just been from, anything else. I guess not really. It's just your hair. Could have very easily been Kevin's. Does No have hair? I don't know. What color is Oscar? In this picture that I've drawn a really crappy picture of a cat here. And it's white because I didn't use color. So I guess it's white. Can we see? Sure, hold on. Just gonna take over the map screen for a minute. Here we go. So here's my really bad drawing of a cat. My handwriting is god-awful, I know. It's nice, you did a good job. Thank you. 6 years of art school paying off? Oh, you fucking know it, my dude. I don't think I was there for 6 years. So let's see, what was next on the poll? It said go to Home Depot and report. So you hide all your stuff. You pass by Randall's. It still looks like a hazard area where people are just like throwing stuff everywhere. Just like everything is starting to get even more like chaotic in the Randall's parking lot. You continue on towards the Home Depot, which is here. Home Depot appears to be like locked up still from the employee who kicked you out earlier. Join them? What would you guys like to do now, knowing that the Home Depot is closed? Go to Randall's then. Fair enough. The store is absolutely swarming with like all of the people that you saw from the like previous like interactions at Home Depot, but they're not in like their Home Depot outfits. They're just there, like coming up to Daryl, who looks just absolutely haggard, and asking him questions like, "Hello, is carrot a type of turnip?" To which he just says, "I don't know. No, okay?" The cultist, or another gentleman, walks up to Daryl and says, "How much for 5 boxes of Kit Kats?" I don't know. Give me a second and I'll figure it out. "Do you have any more apples? I need apples." So on and so forth. They're just swarming him, giving him like asking him more questions. Another one walks up and asks, "Do you have small trash bags? I need more small trash bags." One of them sees you, turns, and taps another on the shoulder and says, "The time has come. I no longer require your assistance. Goodbye." Seeing this, he drops his basket that he was holding and just walks out the door. Several more people see this. Several more Home Depot employees see this and drop all of their things, leaving carts and baskets and dropping eggs just randomly in the aisles. Like, everyone just walks out the door, leaving Daryl to try and clean up all of this. He looks at you. What do you... May I help you? It looks like it's a almost tied vote for help clean up the aisles, say, "Do you need any help cleaning up?" and, "Dude, you okay? What happened?" So you say, "Dude, are you okay? What happened?" While you go to move to start picking up things, he says, Everyone, I didn't even know that many people lived here in this town. But everyone came in. And I feel, is this candid camera? Like, what is this? What happened? If you need something, let me know. I need to clean up. You know what? No. I'm just gonna close up for the night. I'm sorry. We're closed. I'm gonna ask you to leave. Thank you for offering to help, but I just need to just deal with this. And with that, Daryl ushers you out the door because he wants you to leave. He doesn't even give you the option to help. He's just like, "Nah, get out." You're kicked out of the Randalls. It looks like a majority of the people want to go to Home Depot in a variety of different ways. It looks like the top winning comment by a decent margin is go to Home Depot to make report, but make sure you let them know that you're mad that they just left shit in the aisles. Go to Home Depot, but survey the damage. You can serve the damage on the way out. I mean, like, a majority of the votes are to go to Home Depot, so I'm going to let you go ahead and survey the damage on the way over to Home Depot. But it's suffice to say that, like, it is very unfortunate that Daryl is the only person who works at the Randalls. Like, this is not something that he's going to be able to deal with tonight. This is going to be a problem that he's going to have. Like, he's not going to be able to deal with this by himself. He's going to be working on this one for a bit. You head on over to the Home Depot and find that it's open. Well, one of the employees opens the door for you. It's dark out, but they slip you in through the door real quick and then shut it behind you. It's unlikely that he'll find out about what you've done until later, much later. You enter the Home Depot and find several employees wandering around. Welcome back. The Chosen One is here. The Chosen One is here. We are about to start the ritual. Yes, we must talk to upper management. Home Depot. Feel the burn. Home Depot. I don't know where my list of slogans went. Hold up. Where the fuck did my list of... Okay. Home Depot. Gotta catch 'em all. It is time. It is time. With that, everything gets very, very quiet and very, very loud at the same time. The ritual begins in the bathroom aisle. Let's go ahead and open up a new poll. Let's see. What's good, homeboy? Complain about the way that the staff distracted Daryl, the fact that they didn't have a lockpit letter, and then ask about Oscar. ASL, what are you? Lol, what's up? Ask about Oscar. Crazy weather, huh? Is Daryl going to be okay? Ask what Noah's phone number is. Ask about the, ask it to convince the Home Depot guys to clean up the thing. What had happened to my sister? Ask if this is normal. Okay, cool. Welcome back, Noah. I see you were successful in your... You believe me now? I have a name. I do not understand the concept. Beyond, it is a thing that you are required to have here. I am interested in this down people because I have never been a state where I did not understand what was happening. I can see multiple timelines, multiple angles, and yet I cannot hear. Something is different. I will them tomorrow, but there is action required in order to avoid suspicion. I have no idea what's to your sister. Daryl is literally crying. I have no idea. In the same thing, I have no idea what happened to this town. What happened? This for me. I'm very confused. Is the phenomenon of the missing, for lack of a better term, isolated to this town or Texas or worldwide or a universal thing? What is our next task? Does Daryl have anything to do with our missing sister? Are there more things going to disappear? Why Home Depot? This phenomenon, as you call it, seems to be isolated to just air in just these three, in just these seeds. For why and I do not know. No. Your next task is to understand this, to discover any flaws in these lapses of memory, and everyone else. More people going to disappear. I have no guarantees that Noah will be safe. No guarantees that it will be safe. I've chosen this home precisely for that. No one in this town remembers any working at Home Depot. And yet, it exists must one here. And so I have facilitated that need. I can leave this area, but I avoid it because understanding where I is something beyond the people of these ends comprehend. As far as I understand, Daryl does buy his own women's clothing. I do not understand why this is confusing for him. As far as I understand, Daryl owns women's clothing. I understand.
Has anyone known us by any other name, or known you by any other names in the past? How do we make Noah like us romantically? Do you have any clue or where we can start to try and get memories from? Ask what might have happened here. Tell us to the power of Bible study. Is there anyone else in town? Does anyone else notice who is noticing these gaps? Is there a free place that I could be housed? How should I prepare for the coming days? These are all good questions. I'm gonna go ahead and close off the polls there.
Once lost, these memories do not exist, and yet inconsistencies remain. Everyone is experiencing these gaps, but they fill them in, much the same as they filled in that these workers always worked here at Home Depot because worked. Much in the same sense that you did not have a sister prior to discovering evidence that you did. That everyone understood mistakenly gathering their own memory. I do not know how to prepare for what is happening. Only observant as possible, and to try to see things and understand things and keep record of things, because if you are going to forget, to stay regardless. There are other entities like, but they are not here. They have other interests, other things to do.
Do we have an in-universe list of all the people that you've met so far? That was one of the things you decided to do at the end of last stream, yes. When are we working at Home Depot? Does anyone in the world remember us? Do the Home Depot cultists have memories? Is my real name? No. Can I ask the Home Depot wins Half-Life 3? Sure, I guess.
Everyone here remembers you. People outside this town, previous co-worker, remember you. The concept is this a resource you require? Concept of pay and paid. Is this a resource you require? The Home employees have personalities, yes, but their fervent belief in that I am a god is absolute. Your name is no. Patience. Missing individuals cause dominoes. Much that you suspect, Daryl. Something happening to Justin would have potentially results for
friend. The other entities that are like me have no interest in this area. For me is a novelty. Seems like you guys would like to be paid more. How long until the worst happens? My name isn't No. Sorry, that was unclear. He confirmed that your name is No. Is it possible that we could get erased? Physical objects always remain. What about digital things like text messages? Why do all physical signs of disappeared people remain but not recognized by those left behind? How much time do we have left? Was that already asked? That's kind of like... I'm going to combine that with the other one. Will there be anything to say Noah's hunger other than Justin? Why can't we remember our cat if our... Right? Can you grant me some of your powers? Is it possible that you could be taken? If we warn anyone, will they believe us or should we stay quiet? Mirrors are wrong. Or right. I got to turn out to turn true. Remnants of people who have left remain. But the implications of who those are, what those are, and what exist do not. The memory does not exist, and therefore new memories are made in order to make sense of the lack of sense. I have no idea what is causing this. So no idea if it is possible for me to be taken. I do not know anyone would believe you if you told them. And this way to you. It's very possible that you could as well. You ask if we have met before this moment. Your understanding of time is too limited to understand the answer to that question. The answer is yes and no. Prepare. Leave now. I have other things to attend to. Let employees know if you wish to contact me further. We will meet then. If money is a thing, I will leave some for you. I will to find that was not being used. Mirrors are wrong. And with that, just as quietly and loudly as it appeared in the first place, it disappears and ceases to be. The Home Depot employees stand looking around, trying to understand what any of that meant. Pay for backpack. Okay. You ask one of the Home Depot employees to allow you to pay for the $30 backpack that you took earlier. With tax, that comes out to $32.47, $48 because we're rounding up. But there we go. Whatever money that the thing was talking about, you don't see anywhere. Reread our notes and see if you've forgotten anything. Nothing in your notes stands out as anything that you've forgotten. Can we, in character, consider the possibility that Justin has already disappeared and his status is an aftermath, or that he has been placed by a greater power to keep Noah in check? Those are definitely theories that you could have. You remember Mary existing. She wasn't at Randall's stay, though. The Home Depot employees kind of mill on out. You walk out with them, I would suppose. They're muttering themselves random sayings and things. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Home Depot. Home Depot, think big. Home Depot gives you wings. They move with the cultists. They're walking down the aisles towards the front of the store. They have like random, like, they have like a lighting aisle, and then they have like an aisle for like widgets, just random crap that you need to fix piping. They have an aisle for mirrors. They have an aisle for further electrical stuff, stuff like that. You guys say go back to the motel. They let you out the normal way that you come in. They have their things filled with horrible smelling garlic that is being burned, and they walk you home since you decide to go home. Seems to be the suggestion now, go back to the motel. So they escort you home safely. You arrive home not accosted by any vampires or anything that would cause you issues. Does the motel have any sticky notes? You've got your spiral notebook of things. So, according to the polls, it says that you guys want to shower. You've had a busy day. You go into the bathroom and are unable to take a shower because the entirety of the shower area, like tub, because it's just a tub. It's one of those situations where it's like a tub, but they've got like a shower bit that points into it. The entire tub is just filled with like large bills, like 20s, 50s. There's an excessive amount of money in your bathroom now. How much is a tub full of money worth, you guys think? There's at least $1,000 there. Yeah, let's just make it $1,000. Nice and even number. Roughly how much money in $1 bills would be needed to fill a bathtub? Going off the dimensions of a dollar bill, that's a very exact thing that you found, Natalie. So to fill a 40-gallon tub, they're going to cheap out and have the tiny tub for a place like this. If it's a mess, so we could easily make it like $200,000 instead. Let's change that. Instead of 1,000, it's going to be $200,000. That's good. That's close enough. You have a ludicrous amount of money now. Do you guys want to take the money out, or are you guys, like, okay with skipping the shower? Shower in the money. Hide the money. You start stuffing the money under the mattress and stuff like that in order to hide it. You find more hairs. They appear to be Keith's. Sorry. I said Keith. I meant Kevin. I'm an idiot. And then you say to check yourself in the mirror after you've spent a bit of time hiding the money, so that way, you know. Where did it come from? Just did. Just happened. Home Depot God said that, you know, you wanted money, and so then he found some, and there you go. You decide to check yourself in the mirror. You look fine. You look just like you normally do. The blood on the wall is still there that you saw the other day. And otherwise, it's basically what you expected to see in the mirror. But yeah, there was blood. You turn to look at it, like, you know, actually look at it, but it's not there and you don't remember what you turned around for. So I guess you're going to go read some. What book do you want to read? Compare reflection to our own features by feeling face. Your face and what you look like seem to be the same. Is it the ritual blood? No. Whose blood was it? You don't know. Looking at yourself in the mirror, it's there again. You got a lot of books here that you can read. You got the horticulture book. You got the Bible. You've got the book on the town lore, which you've kind of already looked over. I've opened up Redemptions again. You got the book on entities, the metaphysical books, and the Episcopalian history book. Update our journal with the last info dump. So you write down all the information that you've had today. I'm going to assume you guys are going to write down all of the information that you have so far. So that way you can, you know, all the names, all the people, the places that you've been.
You keep an eye. You decide to go back to the mirror and try and figure out what the hell was going on with that. So you keeping an eye on the mirror, you back away from it, keeping your hand back towards where the blood should be, and feel a noticeable difference in the wall from where the blood is when you're touching it in the mirror and where there isn't blood on the wall in the mirror version. Checking to see there is no blood when you look directly at it. Where is our blood from the ritual we performed on the first night? Actually checking where you did the ritual in the main sleeping area, you find that. That's on the floor. This is going to be a fucking mess for anyone who has to clean this shit up. You decide to study some Episcopalian lore for Noah. You try a couple other things to see if other things... Does the blood say anything, or is it just smeared on? The blood is just, like, splashed on the wall. As far as you can tell in the mirror. The book on entities facing it towards the mirror just makes it so you can't read it anymore because it's backwards, and that's kind of awkward to try and read. Did we see the troll bridge guy on our way back? Sure. Yeah. How much blood is there? Not a lot, but more blood than there should be on a wall. Like, that there's some. The ideal amount of blood on a wall is none, and that there is some is more than there should be. The winning thing... Oh, and you guys decided you want to see if the money was counterfeit. As far as you can tell, none of the serial numbers of the first, 10 or so you check are repeats. It's, non-sequential bills, random amounts and random levels of disrepair and use. Some crisp, some, having severely, heavily been beaten up, that kind of thing. It appears to be legitimate, actual money. Some of it has little stamps or whatever that someone might have written on it, or a little doodle or something. But nothing major. Maybe 1 in 100 do. Does our Bible have blood? No. The only blood that you see right now is on the floor. Why is there blood on the floor? The blood on the floor that you see, regardless of the mirror situation, is from the first night. If you weren't here, they tried to do a dark ritual in order to get Noah to love you or something. You can't take the wall mirror. It's built into the wall. Taking the mirror would be very difficult to do. Do we have a lighter? You do not know. Is the cicada noise going to return? Yes or no? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. This is a thing that happens every night in Texas. It looks like you have options for things that you want to do, and it looks like go to sleep is the winner. So with that, I think that's where we'll call it for the night.